Wow, stories.
Am I the idiot for canceling an Uber Eats order after it was at my door because the driver was being difficult? I, male 19, ordered McDonald's through Uber Eats yesterday. It was processed, and the driver was on the way to my house. As it got on my street, I noticed that the automatic location thingy accidentally put the house right next to mine, so I messaged the Uber driver to correct the mistake. She must have not seen it in time because she was walking up to the other house. I opened my door and called her to let her know that it was my house. She stood there for like 3 minutes telling me that it was for the house next over, and I told her that it was a mistake and the wrong address was put in. She then cautiously walked over to her car while keeping her eyes on me to check her phone. There was someone else in that car who I could only assume was her, looked about 20, daughter. They were whispering to each other for like 5 more minutes. They were talking in a foreign language, but from the sound of it, her daughter seemed really nervous for whatever reason. Then she started walking up to my door sideways so that her shoulder was pointing towards me, very fricking slowly. The whole time she was creeping up to my door, her daughter was calling out to her mom every time she took 4 steps. Okay, I get that safety is important, but I told her like 5,000 times to just check her phone for the message that I sent to her to confirm that it was the wrong house. When she got to my door, she handed me the bag, but then pulled it back and said, "Wait, can you tell me the confirmation code?" Or something like that. I asked her what the confirmation code was, and she said, "You tell me." I then asked her where it was, and she said it was on the phone. Yeah, no fricking poop. I asked her where again, and she said, "In the app." I told her I'd send her another message from my phone since we obviously both didn't know where the confirmation code was. She then told me no, and that she needed to see what the confirmation code was. The whole time this was going on, her daughter was pleading with her mom to come back to the car, and finally I just said to keep the fricking food and slammed the door. I called the Uber helpline to get a refund and tell them about the ordeal. My GF said that I was being an idiot to that lady since it wasn't her fault that the address registered the wrong address. She also said I just cost that lady gas and the 2 separate companies money because I canceled my order. I can understand that, but that whole situation took like 30 fricking minutes, on top of waiting for the food to be prepared and her trip over, and I wasn't going to wait any longer for cold food. Am I the idiot? Everyone sucks here, honestly. Yeah, she sucks because the situation could have been handled easily by checking their phone or having you check it. At the same time, while they were talking, you could have texted them, or gotten your phone and checked the app or any number of things to de-escalate the situation yourself. You got to the point of actually being the other half of sucking by yelling at her and slamming the door in their face. It sounds like they were nervous and possibly in an unfamiliar area with a potentially crazy person they don't know telling them to come to their door. I honestly can understand their response, not the idiot. It's her job to double-check her phone after you called her and said what was happening. It should have ended there. Am I the idiot if I lay off an employee who has a sick daughter when our work pays for our health insurance? Got pulled into my boss's office right when I got in. Turns out our company is laying off a bunch of people. Since I'm in charge of a team of 5 people, myself included, I have to choose the 2 people who are getting laid off. I have to make this choice by 3 p.m. and tell her so they can get all the paperwork and stuff done before the end of the day. One is a no-brainer. She just started working here a month ago and is less experienced than everyone else. The second choice is harder. The guy I'm thinking of has to leave early a lot now because his daughter is sick and in the hospital. Because of her illness, he is also much less focused and gets behind on his work. I told him I understood he's going through a rough time now, but that I needed him to focus and to not leave work early as much anymore. But it's not easy to say no in the moment when he's rushing out the door because his daughter just had a medical complication and he needs to be there. So I didn't push the issue anymore. We were able to manage our workload with the people we had, and well, family is important. But if I lay off another employee instead of him, that just leaves me with 2 employees and a guy that's not always there. I don't think we would be able to stay on our tight schedule, especially since I often need people to work overtime and late into the night. If we don't get our work done on time, I know all the blame is going to be on me, and with them laying people off, it doesn't seem like a good idea to look like I'm underperforming compared to everyone else. Still, I know he probably needs the job, And since our work pays for our insurance, his daughter's treatment might be affected. I don't know how it works exactly, but it's probably not good. Edit. Asked HR about the formula. They said it didn't apply since we've never had over 50 employees. Left them a message about some other benefit stuff you guys mentioned. Waiting to hear back. You're the idiot. The child didn't ask to get so sick she's been hospitalized and has complications. Dad is clearly worried about his daughter and having trouble with that. His performance based on an emergency situation where it sounds like he could lose his daughter isn't fair to base his work on. It's like the post here a few weeks ago. Was I an idiot for firing an employee right after both his parents died? He's not productive enough. Yes, you were, and there was no doubt about it. Not the idiot. I think this situation is a tough one that your company is making you do. Yes, it is an idiot move to fire a guy that has a sick daughter. He didn't ask for her to get sick. At the same time, it isn't right firing someone who is a valuable asset to the team and is there more. This is a shitty situation, Op.